shift into one of the more compelling stories in AEW, in my opinion. And I know we've talked about it in, great depth here at Dynamite Download, that like what's happening with Cody. And I know he has said on his show, Roads to the Top, and he said it here in the promo that he's never turning heel. He's never going to turn heel as much, he's not going to lean in. But I mean, after this promo, how could you not like him? I mean,
the
throwing
crowd
his
turned
shoes
on
in
him
the
again.
crowd, talking about his brother, his history, how he's saying, don't forget who built the bank, but you know who signs the checks. I mean, everything he said to me was 100% babyface. And how could you not want to cheer for this guy after this? And I mean, we're Team Cody. And I've been Team Cody all along. And I don't want to see him turn heel.
You've been Team Cody all along. And, we just pivoted from a conversation about Jon Moxley, a guy who is still getting the babyface crowd reactions, even though he's literally
a wild thing,
biting someone in the head until they bleed. Then you got a guy like Cody who comes out here in his pure class, takes the high road, acknowledges the boos, but still he still stays true to his character and his values. I mean, I'm with you. I'm starting to get a little I know I'm the heel of this team.
I'll get you that babyface shirt.
Maybe that's why I like this so much, because the crowd we live in such a cynical world right these days. And I'm starting to see a lot of comments on Twitter talking about, Cody boo and all this stuff. And then there are other people who are questioning, why is this happening? And right. I'm glad that some people are pointing out, why are you booing this guy? He's he's genuinely a good guy. It's almost like they want him. It's almost like the fans want him to turn around and spit on them and tell them that they all suck, and then they'd start to cheer him again. I don't get it. And I'll be honest with you. I'm with you on Team Cody, man. I'm 100% behind you. I think that there's not enough guys like him who are willing to just take the heat and still be themselves and still stay true to their values. I mean, he's a family man. He's a good dude. If I were a fan, I don't know, I have a kid coming on the way, I want them to root for Cody Rhodes. I want them to look up to him. And I know maybe that makes him controversial, that he's just too good of a guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not on board with the fans turning on him. And I'm glad that Cody is sticking true to his principles. And I'll say this, AEW is very smart, because Cody's been getting some controversial reactions. There are very few dudes in the business right now who could make the fans absolutely get on board with Cody Rhodes being the babyface. Quite like my guy, the best wrestler on the planet, Pac himself, the bastard. Pac coming out, making a save, teaming up with Cody. You have these two guys going against Malachi and Andrade. Brother, inject that shit in. Give me a booster shot of that. I want, sign me up. I'll get triple booster shots of Pac and Cody versus Malachi and Andrade. I want all that they can give me of this one. It doesn't get better. These four together.
You link a chain together. This is 4 links in a chain that would never break.
Amen,
in any wrestling.
Dude.
And then these 4 guys in the ring that we're gonna get eventually, obviously reading between the lines, is absolutely incredible. I mean, we saw everyone knows Pac and Andrade are 2 of the best in-ring performers, period. And we know how you feel about Pac, the best wrestler in the world.
Bro.
But it's no secret that everyone we talk to in our interviews, they mention Pac.
They do. Pretty much every wrestler that we've
Ethan
interviewed.
Page, was jealous of Pac. And I mean, how could you not? The guy looks incredible. The stuff he can do is no one should be able to do, but he does it. Yep. His wrestling is flawless.
Yeah, I mean, he's as seamless of an in-ring. And what I like about this a lot too, SPD, is you got a guy like Pac and you got a guy like Andrade. 2 guys who are just very fluid and seamless in the ring. And we've seen Andrade 1 and 2 those matches just absolutely murder it in the ring, right? But then you also got two guys on each opposing end that also know the the showmanship of wrestling. And not to say
Right.
that Andrade and Pac aren't great at that, because I think that Pac is underrated when it comes to his promo work. I think Andrade tonight coming out, no one cutting a promo for him. He had the shtick himself. Him being able to come out and cut a good promo was fantastic. Not that aside, Cody and Malachi, these are two guys who just get it. They get the showmanship, they get the pomp, the circumstance. They know how to play off of the emotions of the crowd. You throw all these things into one pot, you have one just absolutely killer bowl of chili for a wrestling fan. It doesn't get better.
Bowl of chili, all right,
dude. I'm telling you, all the good ingredients you're gonna have fall. This is as good as it gets for fall wrestling right now. These guys are absolutely, and I love that. Yes, like, and I told you last week, you and I were arguing about it. Cody and Malachi, whether or not that feud was over with, it's very clear that feud is not done. And that makes me a very happy guy. I'm so happy that feud's not over with, because it's working. Why end it here? Why end it here? I think that they both are working so well off of each other.
And we saw a great promo by Malachi Black earlier in the show. And so when we get this tag team match, hopefully at Full Gear, which Full Gear is already becoming such a stacked show, man, it will be a show-stealing moment. I mean, anytime you get Pac in the ring and you have someone, almost holding their ground and equal with Andrade, you're going to get show-stealing moments for sure. Whew, man, it's exciting. It's an exciting story. I hope that Pac can really help people open their eyes to the Nightmare family and
Cody's
Cody
greatness.
Rhodes. So